What is going
Yo!
on, everybody? We are back. We're back. We told you that
We were
we were
back.
back, and you didn't believe us,
Yeah.
and we took a week off, but we're back
Mhm.
again. So,
We're both like hella
welcome
busy.
everybody to the show because we're very busy, but not too busy for the show, for you guys, for each other. We didn't do the intro. My name is Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Doc and we're
And this is
Rock
Rev Rock.
keeping you guys on your toes. New intro every single
Yes,
week.
we have the every
Now,
single week.
now we have to keep this up.
Yes, today's theme was Stephen Thoen from American Idol. Let's keep it going. How are you doing, Jonah?
Dude, I am doing really good. It's super hot where I live, so I'm dealing with that. But besides that, life has been crazy, busy, balancing a ton of bands, a ton of music stuff, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we're trying to plan for later on this year, which is going to be cool. But yeah, how about you, Nick?
We're ready. Honestly, same. I mean, I'm bouncing around between several projects, several jobs, working on new, music, and it's been a very interesting time to juggle all of that on top of just life.
Yes.
The things the
Agreed.
essentials that get in the way of that you don't want to deal with, but you have to.
Mhm.
I love the SM58 gang of this era.
Yes.
Us.
I like the
It's like we didn't plan this, but it's so like we changed to StreamYard and we also changed to 58s. I feel like
I don't know why
that's
I
like,
switched to 58
I would love to hear this.
because so I have my condenser mic over here. I don't know if it's it's over on this side.
Currently
but not
I
being
see
used.
12 amps.
Yeah, there's like a crap ton of amps. My wall of
Yeah.
Boss katanas and my
Is
my
that
new
so? That's a
cab,
katana
right.
artist combo.
Yeah, I have a
Yes.
katana artist combo right there, but the speaker pooped
Okay.
out, so I got the 2x12. So that because what I like about the artist combo is that the speaker isn't like directly connected. It has a cord that goes.
Yeah.
So then you can add other cabs. But yeah, so I
Yes.
have that the 2x12 for that, and also like just if I want to use those speakers for something. And then I have a 4x12 Mesa. I just got the 2x12 Laney cab for my Quad Cortex because that's a FR speaker.
Got
and
it.
then,
Okay.
Yeah, and then I got the couple bass amps. We got the Vox. This is what I use for when I teach lessons. And then the Boss Katana is what my dad
That's
uses
sick.
for when we're just practicing.
That's sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys we talked about this a little bit back on the show. This might be a rig day episode, but have you ever run the Cortex in stereo, like stereo amps before?
I have not, but I have tried with stereo effects on just my studio monitors and plugging them into different inputs,
Yeah.
and it's really fun. Like there's
It
a
is
circular delay.
like the '90s Van Halen like wet dry wet thing.
Yeah.
Like the guitar in the middle and then the effects left and right. I love that. If you can't tell, I love Eddie Van Halen.
Dude.
I love. Yeah, but wait, if you didn't know, I love Eddie Van Halen, and but yeah, no. So that I love that sound though, because it's so like. It's not exactly stereo. It's definitely not mono. It's definitely that like that tone is just glorious. I mean, when you chorus it out, reverb and delay, and the left and
it
right,
just sounds so huge,
tone in the middle,
and nothing like
it does.
conflicts
at all.
Yeah.
At all.
When you're a producer, you learn that a lot of things conflict, and you have to figure out ways around that. Otherwise, mixing sucks.
Exactly. For a while, I would never put any guitars in the middle because I just couldn't get them to not. With the vocal, like I would just have two, just left and right, man. Yeah, so the mono mix always sucked and suffered because I would hard pan the guitars and be like, well, they're not listening in stereo. It sucks to be them. But you live and you learn. You should try that though sometime. I've done that with, I don't own one, but my friend has an HX Stomp which is basically like a tiny Helix, and has routed them in stereo, like 2 amp heads and cabs, like left and right, and then took the 2 outputs to a mixer, and basically just had like, and they sounds huge. I've done the stereo thing one time. I've done it. I think I talked about it on this show once. I did it analog, which was a nightmare to deal with. I had a Katana on one side, and then I had a Tonex with an FR cab on the other side. It sounded massive, but I had to get I decided to back off of it because if I wanted to double down and make that my rig, I would have had to purchase like a switcher, which was also a MIDI controller, like an ES8 or something, so that way I can control my pedals and my MIDI presets all at one time. And I would have taken me hours to program. It cost me like $1,000, and I was just like, I think I'm gonna go back to mono. And that too, and plus, impossible at a sound check. I mean, we needed like an hour-long sound check to get the guitar to sit in the mix perfectly because we couldn't get it too loud. The one show I did with the stereo setup, we did 3 45-minute sets. And the sound guy had to redo the mix every time. And finally, on the 3rd set, got the balance right where you could hear the vocals and also the guitar. It took us 2 hours into the show to get the sound right. And I was like, I can't do this again. It's easy to just turn around to my amp and just like turn the master up slightly. You know what I mean? Or just send it to front of the house and like not deal with stage volume at all. Because that's like, but then... Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Do you know what the best? I would say, do you know what the best part about you having that quad cortex is, though, or anybody really who has one, or something like it? Because I'm experiencing this now. I just experimented for the first time. I went to a rehearsal and I just brought the Tonex with me with an IR. Like that was like my whole rig. I had nothing else plugged in. And I loved it for 2 reasons. Because they sound guy could get the sound volume like you can get the sound in the system, you know, as loud or as low as you need it to be within the mix, and it doesn't, as loud or as quiet as you, it does not affect like the thing I don't like about sending an actual amp to front of house, like putting a mic or using like, if like the Katana for example has a line out with a microphone, the thing I don't like about that is because the amp that I'm gonna hear is behind me and it doesn't have as much feel to it when you turn the volume down as well, instead of like when you push the volume up. But with the Tonex or like a quad cortex, something, you do not have to worry about that, which I love because it's going to have the same. You're not worried about compression or wattage or breakup, you know, headroom, any of that kind of stuff, which I love. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I found a capture of a Soldano Astro amp and it was like all the, I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're like the modern Soldano amps. Have you seen those? Yes. I want to buy. See, it's made me want to buy one so badly. It's basically the modern Soldano. So it's only 20 watts, but it's an amp head. It has 4 possible gain stages and 3 channels that are MIDI switchable, so you can like change presets and save bank them and stuff. You have an IR out on it, a headphone out, multiple different like ohms speaker out, so you could do like 4 ohm speakers, 8 ohm speakers, 16 ohm, like any combination you could think of, and you could do parallel speakers and stuff too. The thing is badass. Yes. Yes. I bought a capture of it for like, it was ridiculous. It was on sale, maybe like $15 or something, and a bunch of different like modes of it and whatever. I put it in Tonex, and my main amp rig that I use in Tonex now is basically that with an IR capture of 2x12 Mesa V30 cab, and it's phenomenal. I mean, the tone is just like out of this world, and it's in a box. And all of my presets are literally that same amp, just on different channels or gain stages settings with the same IR. and then maybe more, like I have the chorus out all the way, because right now I'm playing guitar in my police tribute band, so my tone is basically that on like a JCM 800 kind of style, maybe slightly more gain, but close to that, because I don't want too much distortion for the police. But it's kind of like that, and on Andy Summers, no, but I. Okay. Yes. Well, that's different. You're doing it as like an original band interpretation thing. I'm doing this as like, this is like, imagine like, this is a tribute to the police, and they just fucking like plug into like a triple rectifier and just fucking go. I'm ready to go, man. This is my 5150. This is my 5150 amp that I will be using. That would be crazy. But basically, no, I have that, and I have it chorused out all the way, and then all my different presets are like maybe a little less gain, a little bit more gain, and then like, I don't know, maybe more delay, less delay, reverb. You know what I mean? Like compression on the cleaner stuff. But that's kind of it. And it's so like, I don't. Once you step into that virtual, now I also like it for another reason too. You get to sample pretty much every rig possible. And then one day, once you've like figured out what you like, you can buy like one day my goal is to have a Soldano Astro with a 2x12 cab, and then like the physical tube amp, like with a 2x or 4x12 amp, and then just use like maybe like an HX effects for like preset switching and effect switching all in one as like a switcher and a tuner. So that's probably going to be my ultimate rig. Exactly. But you get to sample all of these things and figure out what you like, which I think is a huge win and worth, every penny, especially. And it's so easy to set up and tear down. It's so easy. Like you said, yeah, listen, once you convert, it's hard to get people to become believers who are analog people. But once you do, like you and I are great examples of that, because I think we're both like, obviously, no, we're not trying to sell you on the fact that a tube amp, there's nothing like the real thing. It has this thing in the room. It's not about sound. I understand when you record something or you listen back to live recording or whatever, it's gonna sound near identical if you used a quad cortex capture or Tonex capture and you used it, or if you used a tube amp. But there's something. Yes. Like within the last 5 years, it's come a very long way. It's probably because of AI algorithms and learning algorithms and that kind of stuff. But that being said, I mean, the Kemper's been around since 2012, and that was a revolutionary for the time too. Don't get me wrong. And now they made the Kemper 2 and basically made no changes, which is its own discussion in and of itself. Which we know was in dire, desperate need of an interface upgrade, but did not happen. And that's a shout out. I want to shout out to Line 6, because I don't know if you saw the new stadium that's coming out, but they actually have like a touchscreen now and stuff. I have to try it out, but I think that they're in a step closer in the right direction. Like definitely anything is than what Kemper did. It's a dinosaur, man. I could tell you, I was in a Guitar Center and I plugged into a Kemper just because I wanted to know what all the fuss was about, and it took me 27 minutes to get a good preset out of it. And then the guy comes up to me and he's looking at the thing and he goes, "Oh yeah, these are the oldest modeling things around." He goes, "Yeah, the interface is a little outdated. I think these are from like the 80s or something." And I said, "Bro, this came out in 2012." And he looks at me and he goes, "Really?" He goes, "What the hell was the excuse for this interface then?" It does not make any sense. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to spend the whole episode bashing Kemper. But what I will say is this. I remember my point now. I do this often, Jonah. You're aware. When you... It's not about the actual recordability or the sound it's something about the feel in the room that changes when you have an actual cabinet and an actual amp. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if it's the air being pushed by the speaker or the tubes, or there's something happening, and I can tell you the direct. So I went to I tell this story a lot on this show, but that's okay. I went to see Mammoth WVH on their headlining tour. So they did like a 2-hour show. It was like one of the best shows I've ever been to, like in my life. This is a Van Halen themed day. Um, I went to go. It should always be, but I went to go see them, and they blew me away. But Nita Strauss opened, and she's fantastic. I mean, the band is incredible. Some of the best virtuosic playing I've ever heard in my life. But here's the thing: they all use modelers in that band. So I forget what they call it, silent stage, right? Is that the term? Yeah. So it's a silent stage. There's no amps, nothing. Everybody's plugging in. I think she uses the Boss ME90 or something, like one of those 100, something like that. They're all really good at this point. I mean, all the modeling or capture, it's going to sound fantastic. If it's really the IR you have to get right, because the speaker cabinet's going to make the biggest difference in tone. I'm going to preach that right now, and there's going to be people in the comment section who are going to argue with me about that. It's the speaker cabinet. Okay, you can get a Soldano to sound like a rectifier, but you cannot get a V30 to sound like a greenback. I will die on a hill on that statement. So just crank the mids or scoop them. It's that simple. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going here. Here's what's more statements that the guitar community is gonna crucify me for. But that's something that's very interesting. The reason I think that we're logical, Jonah, is because we're also like singers and like writers, and like we have other positions that we fill. So people who are just guitar players tend to be the most delusional people on earth. And I can tell you this from direct experience. They don't want to believe actual evidence, and they listen with their eyes and with their wallets. So that's that. And I'm glad that 100%. So most of them never leave that phase. And we're kind of hypocrites as people who both purchased this. So we're kind of a little bit hypocrites for that. But we have a cameo. I love it. Shout out to Jonah's mom. All right, maybe we'll get her on the show at some point. We should get our moms on the show. That would be really funny. We should do it. Which is stupid. I feel like because they have a lot to say to each other. They'd both be like, "You're exhausted too, right?" Never mind. Jonah, I'm just projecting right now. So ignore everything that comes out of my mouth. So back to the story. I'm at Mammoth WVH. I love this show. I'm at Mammoth WVH, and Nita Strauss opens, and they have a silent stage. And then I'm like, wow, this sounds fantastic. The sound was fantastic. But there's something very, I don't want to say sterile, because it doesn't sound, but yeah, there's something very like this about modelers and silent stages. Now, if you plug a model head or like a quad cortex into an actual cab or an FR cab, it's a totally different thing, because again, you're having speaker response. But I think there's something about a silent stage going direct to monitors, because then when Mammoth came on, and they're completely analog, they're using 50 watt tube 5150 heads and 4x12 cabs, right? Or a Fender Bassman for Ronnie, in Ronnie's case, which, by the way, shout out to Ronnie, who follows me on Instagram, bass player of Mammoth. But what I want to kind of stress here is both had great sound on stage. So one's not necessarily better than the other. However, what happened to my sound here? Okay. However, there was just this feeling in the room with their amps, almost like something's hitting you. You know what I mean? Like this wave of air and energy rushing over you as soon as the analog equipment came out, with Mammoth came out. It has nothing to do with the actual band. That's what it is. So guitar players are half right. It does not sound better, but it feels better. Yeah. Yeah. I got it because they're away from the monitors. Yeah. 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 Yes. 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 That's what it is. It's so reactive, and it's probably because of the input circuits. It's probably because of the way when you plug into an actual amplifier, it's reacting differently than when you plug into a modular. There's a lot of digital conversion going on with like a quad cortex or a Tonex. There's a lot of digital things going on. There's nothing digital happening when you plug into like a 5150 or like a Soldano or like, you know what I mean? It's all analog. It's the way it's reacting. It's instant too. I don't have to feel like I have to sit there and dial in a tone. I can leave everything at 12 o'clock and I'm like, this is done. So, yes, there's pluses and minuses to everything. If you spend the time to get the tone right and you have a good cab, whether you turn off the IR and you plug it into an actual cab and a power amp or you plug it into an FR, either way, you can get a really good sounding thing that's going to work for you, that's going to be very easy to transport and be very consistent. That being said, there's something to be said about analog, and it's the same about anything. You could say that about, you know, the new guitars and stuff. The headless stuff has all the features and stuff, but there's something about holding a Les Paul in your hands. It's all the same, no matter what it's going to be. There's plus and minuses to like tape recording and digital, right? And DAWs, same thing. Digital recording can feel very sterile, doesn't have that tape feel. No matter even plugins, you're not going to get the same thing. However, tape was a nightmare to deal with, so it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. No. Exactly. So yeah, so that's kind of like the boat we're in at this point. I feel like we're getting to a point where everyone's reverting backwards, if that makes any sense. Like all the people using modelers are gonna be like the older people. Like I've noticed like Def Leppard, for example, their entire rig they all use like fractals, and Metallica uses fractals, and but all the young people coming up are gonna be like buying like fucking like tube amps again. It's gonna be so twisted. I feel that happening. I don't know. It's just from what I've noticed. The trend seems to be 1x12 actual amplifiers. Yep. Mhm. I like hybrid setups. I love hybrid setups. I'm a fan of, I would personally, if I have my own rig, right, what I would do is I would have, like I already said, I would have the physical tube amp with the actual thing, but I have the IR on the tube amp and then using like digital effects and stuff as well. So like you can kind of get the best of both worlds, and like so it doesn't have to be. This is the theme today, and I think they might have been playing that song when they took this picture. Oh, that's my okay. That's no, those are my iPhone settings. I think they were playing that song when they took the yes. So, anyways, I just hear Mike's harmony above that, which astounds me like crazy. Michael Anthony. Let's just take. Can we? If we're gonna talk about Van Halen, can we take a second to shout out Michael Anthony, the most undervalued, the most underestimated band member? Yes, that's what I'm saying. He was the most underrated member of that band, of everyone who came in and out of it, and he was so important and vital to that band. And as big of a fan of I am as many of the members of that band, he was very much not treated well in that band. So I want to just give a shout out to Michael Anthony, who's an awesome dude too. He's one of the nicest people on planet Earth every time I see him speak, and he has nothing bad to say about anyone ever. So I just want to say, oh my God, that felt like a shot. Yes. Yes. Oh, and also let's talk about a bass player. He is definitely an MVP. Like his backup vocals are essential, the glue of that band. But his bass is always right in the pocket. He has a great stage presence and personality too. Like like as a bass player, he checks the boxes. I listen. Yes, Yes, that or John Paul Jones. This is what we need in bass. We need more. We need more bass players with stage presence. I don't know if you've noticed this as a theme, but bass players tend to live in their own world. I don't if you've experienced this. Yes. Yes. But the guitar player makes the stage their whole world, but that's a whole other conversation. The bass player, yes. Yes. But the vocalist is who people are usually looking at. So then the guitar player is trying to upstage them. And that's usually what's going on there. And the drummer's just usually back there like, I don't know, I'm just keeping time here. Yes. And, which is true. The drummer controls everything. Oh my god. I'm gonna increase the BPM by 25 just to get back at you fuckers. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's so funny to me. I love those kind of songs always like mess with my brain. Like like that polyrhythm stuff cuz it's like where is the one? Let's do it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, no. It's very the one is so wonky on that song. I love that. Like, let us know in the comments if there's any specific examples of a song that you were like, oh, you know what's a example? Another band, which let's talk about the Police for a second because we're already on that subject too. Have you heard the song by the Police? It's called Spirits in the Material World. Have you heard that song before? The one is so awkward on that song. The bass isn't on the one, and the keyboard isn't on the one. Nobody's playing on the one, but they're all on different beats. It makes no sense. Their one is starts on different places. For reference, let's play a couple of these tracks for everybody since we can do that on this show. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna pull up right now so you guys know what we're talking about, and then I'm gonna put on Spirits. It's so wonky. Oh my god. That's how you know you're off of it, by the way. Is until when the rest of the band comes in and you think it's gonna and it doesn't. Yes. Then you can kind of hear it. But before that, it's like oh my god, it's so good. Now you can hear it. Obviously you can hear it now, but that intro is like so wonky. Oh, forgot to mention on this next one. Oh, it's one of the greatest rock songs ever released. Yeah, that song's oh my god. I mean, just talk about capturing magic. Everything about. I love that record in general. That album is really good, and that live concert. If you guys have never seen it, live right here, right now. It's an album too, but the video is so good. And Eddie's tone is so good on that era of Van Halen. I love it. This next song, this police song we were talking about, the vocal is also off. Everything is playing off of each other. It's so how. Here we go. That's not the one. That keyboard riff you're hearing is not playing on the one. It's playing on the and, but your brain hurts. There is no political solution. We tried to. I have to play it because you hear it's a keyboard riff. I'm playing guitar, so I have to play that riff on a guitar. Let me show you what I mean. I'll be right back. I have shorts on. This is going to be the big reveal. I was trying to hide this the whole episode, but here we go. All right, I'm going to plug in. Let me just get my wireless jacks in, because why not? This is not my new guitar, though. I should probably get my other one. I'll be right back. Yeah. Tell everybody about your new guitar and show them while I'm... All right, I'm ready to hear it. I gotta hear it. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Maps was like, you arrived, and you were like, no, I haven't. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah. That's a win. All right. It's it's schmexy. It's schmexy as fuck. Oh yeah. I love that. That's pretty. That is so pretty. That is so pretty. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. There we go. Oh. I'm not going to top that. But what I will say is I can tell you the story of this guy right here who's also it's so pretty. I love it. This is in Epiphone, but it's inspired by Gibson series, so it's a custom 61 SG Les Paul. model. The neck is so flat. I love it. It's so thin. It's so light too. It's like the lightest guitar I've ever played. These are Gibson Burstbucker pickups, and it does have only 22 frets, but I already have my 24 fret, my PRS back there. That's like I just modified that recently, and I haven't had any issues with it, honestly. There's not a single complaint. It's one of those, like, I don't know if it's because of the era, like the reissue that it is, not like a standard SG, but there's something about this guitar. I usually hate SGs for several reasons, but this thing is just, I'm going to turn this up now so you can hear it.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, my wet, dry, wet tone. So I have a compressor on beforehand just to tighten everything up. This is a Soldano Astro on it's like mid-gain channel with a V30 IR. And then I have chorus afterwards, stereo, left and right, just like super panned out. Ping pong delay and reverb.
Oh, hell yeah.
So this is kind of that like right here, right now, reminiscent kind of like Eddie Van Halen tone.
Oh, I don't hear it. I don't hear it come. Is it supposed to come through? I think.
Oh, I get it now. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God, it's so. I will say this about the tone too.
Oh, that's. Oh yeah.
It's so like, yeah, you hear that Van Halen thing right away, right? But it also can work in that Police context too. Like, we play Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic, and I can't do the piano part, obviously. So I had to do like more of an Andy Summers live thing.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Oh yeah, that
But it
works
works
perfectly.
so well. But it's so like that perfect like Marshall Gainey like chorus, like, oh my God. It's just sad, the pickups on this thing are so good, and it feels so good. Oh, so the story of this guy comes to me, and he tried to sell them through like a music store, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, they offered me $350, but honestly, I have to fill out a bunch of forms and I have to be there for an hour or whatever. He goes, I'd rather just get $300 cash for it. Keep in mind, this retails at $9.99
Yeah.
before tax. I paid $300 cash for this
That's crazy.
with the hard case.
Oh, with a hard. That is insane.
Win, absolute win. And it's just one of the best guitars I've ever played. And I never play anything other. Before I got this, I only played my PRS, and I felt bad for my other guitars. Now I alternate between them every other day. Now I have that guy in E flat. I have this one in standard. We both win. But yeah, and this tone. I mean, that's the Tonex tone, man.
Yeah,
those
that
things
sounds so good.
Yeah, I love the Tonex, man. It's become like my main staple. But yeah, I think that we're not going to be able to top these guitar tones and this episode. So
Yeah.
I think this is a good place for us.
This is a good place to end. We should just end.
Yes.
We should just both be shredding and just have it be chaos for everybody.
Let's do it. I'm going to pull this back up.
Oh wait. We got to do. Thank you everybody for tuning into the show. Wait, do we need? Is there
Yes,
any
thank you tuning in for
any
the show.
announcements that we have to make before we end?
Do we have any announcements
Oh wait.
that we have to make?
July 11th, the new Experiment album comes out. We dropped 4 singles.
Let's
before,
fucking
so
go!
Listen to
Wait,
those. July
wait,
11th.
Jonah. Let's fucking go!
That's the last single that we were. Stars of Fortune.
Let's go.
Make sure to check it out.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Do I have any announcements? I got a ton of stuff coming up. This summer is going to be a lot of fun. The Police Band. If you guys live on Long Island, we have a ton of shows out in August. Just go to our Demolition Band, the Police, and sing tribute experience. We have a ton of shows. They're all lined up in our link in bio. Or you can check out our demo reel. We're going to be very busy this summer. I got new music that I'm working on currently, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I don't have any super day. I don't have a new album coming out like this motherfucker, but I might soon. So stay tuned.
Yay!
All right. Let's take this thing out. Until next time, I'm Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Dockney, and this is Rev
This
Rock
is-
Revolution.